Gotcha gamers, what's up? Today we're doing something we all love to see other people's opinions on, but we all hate their opinions on them. Tier list, yes. So I'll be updating my tier list today. The last time we did a tier list was on 1.1. That's when Silverwolf and Luocha came out. So I feel like it's time to update the tier list. Also in this video, we will be doing our 1.2 tier list, obviously, with Kafka and Blade. We'll also be getting our predictions for both Inhibitor Lunae, Danny, DHIL, as my chat called them earlier today, Pwdwin, and also Lynx as well. So I'll be putting my predictions on this new tier list as well. And on top of that, we're going to be comparing our tier list to Pwdwin's tier list. And if there's any disagreements between the two, then I'll kind of explain this as we go. I'll also explain how we move them as well. So this will probably be like a very kind of unedited video comparatively to like the other videos I do on my channel. So yeah, let's hop into it and stick around for watch time. We'll talk about the giveaway for Pwdwin at the end of the video. So first, I kind of want to look at Pwdwin's tier list, right? So in the S tier, we have Zila, Bronny, Silverwolf, Luocha. In the normal S tier, we have Blade, Kafka, Pela, Tingyun, Bailu, and Japar. Don't really agree with S+. I think both of these are S+ units anyways, that's besides the point. A tier is going to be Clara, Jingyuan, QQ, Welt, Yangqing, Asta, Yukong, March 7th, Natasha, Trailblazer, a Fire. In B tier, we have Danny, Sampo, Himeko, Serval, Hook, Shushang, Luca. And then in the C tier, we have Arlon, Herta, and a Physical MC. There are a couple things that I don't really agree with in this list. I honestly think Asta is better than Yukong. 100% I do think Asta is better than Yukong. Also here, I think this is, I guess, fairly accurate to say Natasha, March 7th here, Fire MC there. I do think that these should all be on the same level here. Blade, Kafka, and Zila are all pretty much the same. I think this is good up top here. But I think Pela and Asta are pretty comparable as far as what they can do. Down here, going into the B tier here, I do think that Sampo is better than a B tier now, considering we do have Kafka in the game. I do think he's a better option than Don Hung is anyways. Everyone else here I think is pretty much fine, but yeah, I mean, I don't like the fact of S+ S tier. I do think it kind of skews like the thought process on it. I don't know, that maybe that's just me, but yeah, let's hop into our tier list here. As you can see on our tier list here, guys, this is what we had last time, but let's go ahead and move some people around here. Or I guess maybe we should start off by putting Kafka and Blade up here, right? I do think Kafka and Blade are both S tier units. So what does this mean for the other characters here? I don't think Clara's S tier anymore because of Blade. I think that that he kind of outshines and outclasses Blade, so for that reason we're going to be moving her down here, as well as Kafka too, right? I think Kafka, there's no one I really want to move down. I guess Welt I could move down to the A tier. I do think he is a pretty viable unit, especially if you have him E1. It becomes cracked solo DPS, main DPS Welt. That's what I'm using right now. That's why I'm not pulling for Danny on my main account, because I do have E1 Welt due to unfortunate circumstances of missing my Luocha. So yeah, we have E1 Welt, so DPS Welt. I think he's absolutely cracked in that regard. As far as other people up here in the S tier, I think this tier is still pretty fine. Tingyun absolutely still slaps. I think she's probably one of the best support units in the game. But by the way, they're not ordered in any particular way as far as like best to worst in each tier, nothing like that. Hopping down to the A tier now, I do think Hook probably does go down to like a B tier. Just because we do have some better like solo DPSs in the game that kind of just outshine Hook. The more 5 stars they release that are doing like single target damage, even if they're not doing fire, I think really does put a damper on this, because Kafka, right, she can proc dots off, which is kind of like all forms of damage. So just really for that reason, we'll move her down one just to kind of clean up the tier list just a little bit here. Jingyuan I think is fine here. I think Yangqing is fine here. Bailu's fine here. Shushang, I still think Shushang's fine here as well. Fire MC, yeah, we can move Fire MC down to B tier, and we can also move March 7th down to the B tier as well. Now, something that I had on my list that I don't agree with on the Pwdwin list, and I know I don't agree with it on my list, is Asta. I'm moving Asta up from the B tier to the A tier because I do think she gets way better with time. The more characters that release, the more useful she becomes on those teams, and that's because of the fact that, first of all, she's giving you a flat attack boost, so for any dot team, she's absolutely amazing for. Danny, not going to talk about leaks here, but he also plays a big role with his attack as well. Asta works really well there. Asta just works really well. That's just with the attack aspect. We're not even talking about the speed that she gives to the whole team, which is insane as well. So yeah, for that reason, we're going to be putting Asta in the A tier. I think I'm going to be moving Yukong down to the B tier, just because you do have the timer, and she's a bit harder to play with than some of the other characters on this list here. I will be moving Yukong down to the B tier for that fact. Like, I think she's a pretty good support, right? I think her support, like, kit is, like, really nice. It's just the matter of keeping it up all the time in the teams that you can actually use her in, because I don't see really any circumstance, or most circumstances, that you would want to use a Yukong over a Ting Yun, because Ting Yun just brings so much more value to the team, right? Also, I'm bringing up Sampo to a B tier. I do think that Sampo is a little bit better than Daniel Don Hung. I have him at an E6, and he's still not hitting that good, right? Everyone else here for now is pretty good. I think our C tier is still fine. I think our D tier is still fine. We didn't rate Luca. Luca probably just in the B tier as well. I don't think he's C tier with these bad boys down here, but I do think Luca is pretty good to use. He provides a lot of utility, even if he doesn't do much damage for you. He removes buffs from enemy. He also makes them take more damage as well, and then he has bleed too, so that's also kind of cool. Pretty SP efficient as well, so really nice to have him on your team, or can be nice to have him on your team, I should say. But yeah, that's going to do it for like our 1.2 tier list. Let's go ahead and get into our predictions and movements for 1.3 now. First of all, Don Hung, Fu Xuan, absolutely up here at the top. I don't think we can dispute this. I do think that Danny is going to be harder to run on teams. I think the teams you have to build for him are going to be kind of hard, just because of how SP hungry he is. You need a team that generates a lot of SP for him, also makes him fast, also gives him a lot of attack. You just need a lot for Don Hung to make sure he's getting his ultimates. It's just everything like that. I think he is a lot harder to run than Fu Xuan, but that doesn't diminish the value of him, right? I do think he's going to be easier to run than someone like Jing Yuan is, and probably hit more damage than him too, and more consistently, right? So yeah, for that fact, I will be putting him in S tier. I think Jing Yuan stays down here in the A tier. I'm not moving Jing Yuan down to the B tier, because I do still think Jing Yuan's viable in most situations. And for me personally, I can't put him on the same level as Serval, just because I do think he is better than Serval. So what does this mean for the rest of our tiers, right? I think Japar gets knocked down to A tier. I think that Fu Xuan is just so much better as a tank unit that it just knocks Japar down here to this tier. On top of this as well, with the addition of Locha to the game, we really didn't talk about this. I guess we didn't put Lynx on here either. I think Lynx is going to be A tier. I think Lynx is absolutely snapping. So for this reason, I think we'll be moving Natasha down to the C tier, as well as March 7th as well. I just think Fu Xuan does the job of March 7th a lot better than March 7th can do in multiple ways. And on top of this as well, I do think Lynx does provide a lot more for the team than someone, say, like Natasha can do, and even Bailu can do. So for that reason, we're moving Bailu down to the B tier. Bailu really only has a revive, and if she gets CC'd, it's all over. Not to say that, can't talk about leaks here, but Fu Xuan and Bailu, she won't have those problems anymore. All I'll say is that. Yeah, but I do think the Bailu's only real trick in her kit is I think she has the massive heals, right? And on top of this, she can revive your team. I think Lynx is a lot more beneficial because of the max HP she provides, because of the extra targeting she gives to your tanks, because of removing debuffs from all your allies. It just makes her a super good unit to have on your team, and I don't think you can go wrong with having a Lynx on your team. I do think she's probably the best healer in the game, other than Locha, right? So that's really gonna do it for my tier list, I think. I don't really think there's anything else I want to change here. If you guys have any thoughts on my tier list here, you let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that's really going to do it for today's short little video on my tier list here. We're also going to be doing a giveaway, so let's talk about that now. We're doing a giveaway for Fu Xuan, guys. Yes, Fu Xuan. She won the poll over on YouTube, and we'll be doing a giveaway for her. So that poll will be going up probably 2 weeks before she releases, just so I can give everyone a full 14 days to actually sign up for that Fu Xuan giveaway. As far as how you would enter to that giveaway when I actually put it up, you just need to be subscribed to the YouTube channel, so subscribe here if you haven't already, and on top of that, you'll just need to be in the Discord, which will be a link in the description below. So join the Discord if you haven't already. I'll make an announcement when I actually put it up, and we'll also do another video talking about more of the details and stuff like that in the future, closer to the time of that. But yeah, I just wanted to give everyone a heads up that Fu Xuan did win the poll that we put out. There was almost 2,000 votes on this poll, which is absolutely crazy. That's almost every single one of my subscribers. That's like the majority of my subscribers that did this poll. But yeah, 63% to Pwdwin, so hands down winner. Not even, it wasn't that close. So yeah, anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Tell me what you think of my tier list. Do you think it's copium, or do you think you agree with it? So yeah, anyways, guys, see you later. Bye bye.